What's the story? Hope everyone's keeping good out there. Hope everyone's got tidy corona cuts going on. Me and Pat lined each other up.
Yeah, Brooklyn blowout this side.
Brooklyn blowout all over the place. Yeah, and not much. It's what's the story, but there's not much story. Unfortunately, story is the same as it was last week and the week before and the week before. We're just waiting for this lockdown to shift. A lot of people have been getting onto us when are we back open. We just have to go with government guidelines, as I'm sure everyone out there is doing their best to do, and which is the 10th of August. We'll know more closer to that date. A lot of places, other countries are opening up before us, so that'll give us a lot of information on how things are going when they do open up. And yeah, so all going well. 10th of August, back to business as usual, and it'd be great to get to see everyone. Been trying to stay in touch with as many people as possible, just a few messages up and down, just see how everyone's doing, because it's strange times. It's been very taxing on some people, the isolation and whatnot. Some people haven't left their house in months, so hope everyone's doing all right out there. And those that have been lucky enough not to be affected themselves physically by the virus, hopefully they've used this as an opportunity to improve themselves in some way.
Just some teenagers have mailed me in just saying that they had started to train outside in groups of 2 or 3 and keeping their distance once the last, I think it was the 18th, the first phase of restrictions that would have been last Monday, would it?
Yeah, so you still have to keep your 2 metre distance.
2 metre distance. Yeah, but like a bit outside work, a bit outside jogging or skipping or...
Yeah.
We stuck up one of the Baz Rutten on the National MMA League. We stuck up one of the Baz Rutten Muay Thai CDs where you can just train these calling combos and stuff. There's loads of them on YouTube, and they're actually good. They're good maybe for the times if you're looking for something to do there. You can get a good workout out of it. So a couple of the lads I believe have been tipping away on that.
Yeah, obviously training in the gym is the best, but when we can't do that, a good substitute is get on top of maybe your yoga at home, your diet, your sleep, your nutrition, your hydration, any sort of cardio, strength and conditioning stuff that you can do. Make sure you do as much as possible, and just set yourself up for success in the future. Like we were saying, if this is a time where I've been lucky to be able to do some large projects that you just generally wouldn't get a chance to do otherwise, because you're always so busy with stuff, and this is a chance to slow down, reevaluate, assess what you want to do, plan and start putting in motion some stuff. Of course we're restricted with exactly what we can do, but we can still do a lot of stuff. Like I was lucky, I moved into a new house with Aisling, with my wife 3 weeks ago, 3 weeks and 2 days ago. And yeah, it's only that long, but it was 2.5 months of doing up the house before that. So a normal schedule, I never would have been able to do that. Just simple stuff like that, and then getting to spend time with family. Like I'm seeing a lot more of this guy.
Not in business-esque as well, which is good for once.
Yeah, just eating food. We got to spend so much time with Charlie, my son, which you wouldn't, like I would have been home, 11 p.m. every night otherwise. So just getting to spend some time together in the evening. Yeah, and then there's a lot of other stuff, like Pat's been doing a lot of stuff behind the scenes, ordering some equipment for the gym, lining up bits and pieces that will come to fruition in August.
A lot of stuff that might have been there before, even before we heard about any of this, but a couple of plans, and we always maybe you put that there, and time you put that there, and now we have the time to do it all. So on top of trying to get fit and trying to make plans for the future, and a couple of the lads had mailed me in that I was talking to as well, and it was one of their lads' anniversary, one of the weddings we would have been at, but he was like, Pat, I don't know if this is right or wrong, but for the first time I'm not sore anywhere. It's like, yeah, that's the way it's meant to feel, injury free. So if you're not feeling sore anywhere, I think that's kind of normal at the moment as well. But once you're training, that's normal. Of course you'll get the injuries and the muscle tiredness and the bumps and the bruises, but
I think it's good because a lot of people, we wouldn't normally do like a season, we just train all year round. So this is a gap that some people were using as an off season, and then on top of that, when we're getting closer, using it as a pre-season, which we never would have done properly before. So it's a chance just for the body to recuperate and to set it up physically as well for the year to come. So that's great in that regard as well.
And the weather, I suppose, is the big one, isn't it? Like it's been... Even got a bit of a base something going on myself here, but no, it's been so it's a lot easier now when you come out and it's not lashing rain. When it's not lashing rain, it's a lot easier to come out and flutter about the garden and stuff like that. So
absolutely.
I think that's.
But yeah, so there's a good few plans that Pat was planning on doing recently, and a few that I a bit behind schedule because I was doing all that with the house, so I'm behind schedule.
John usually says the plans, and then I'll rob them, and then I'll run out about 6 months later, and he's like, "Oh, pack them up with these plans," but he said it.
Nah. So at least we can work on the computer from home and stuff. So Pat's got a few things that are going to be launching. Before August, pretty much. So,
and then in terms of stuff that we would have launched before that, like the free events that we ran, like, when all this happened, it seems like so long ago. But when the kind of first announcement was happening, when the government did close the doors, kind of time around that time, we had a lot of tournaments booked in that were to come. So we pushed all them back, and we just joined the old crystal ball here. August 23rd, we said, was it?
Something like that.
Yeah, fair off. Now events might be different again, but we had a look at the numbers there. I think it was this morning, and I think the MMA, the National Mixed Martial Arts League that we do, I think the registrations that are, as of now, bigger than any other event we've had, and it's free. So that's going to be the biggest event. Yeah. The Kids League was pushed on to the next event. Now we might have to restructure the timings of those events, but it'll be very close to what they were. But I think there's 140 odd children in that, and then the grassroots one, which is the adults, I think there's 100 and I could be wrong. I think there was 110 or 20 or 30 in that as well. So we're all ready, give or take 90 days out if we are allowed to run that event on that, and it's already plus 300 competitors. So if we have to push that back another month or two, so be it. But at least we'll have to come back, and I'm really looking forward to that because like, even if people aren't as quick as they were on the mats, which none of us will be, at least it'll be a good day of competition, seeing all the friendly faces, and when it's free, sure, usually that creates a bit of a buzz as well. John might be out of pocket here a bit putting it on, but
there's nothing new there.
Nothing new there.
But
I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah, it's just a chance for it. The idea we picked a date, or rather Pat picked a date far in advance. The idea being when we're allowed to get back to normal, gives people something to look forward to doing, and just to kind of restart things, as it were, that little bit. So like Pat was touching upon, if for whatever reason the guidelines by the government are to push that back a few weeks, be pushed back a few weeks. If not, it'll be on that date. But whenever is the right time to do, the right time as best as we can make out, because no one knows everything, but the best time that it can be run, it will be run, and it'll be a great, just a great way to kind of get past this, get back into the normal routine, hopefully. So that's the plan. And like Pat was saying, we're putting on free, so hopefully everyone can do it.
Yeah, and we'll make sure that, I know competition's always about winning, but we'll make sure that like we have all the positives, like, because even just from the tournaments we would have done, say, in the last 7 or 8 years, even the last 3 years in particular, there's been a lot of positives out there, like junior world champions, not just from our club, like people that would have attended the leagues and went on to win elite kids, Europeans, elite kids world championships. So maybe we'll get them to bring along their medal and stuff, because in Ireland there is a lot of current world champions and current European champions. Depends what flag you go under, kind of thing, but there's 2 or 3 ways you could be a world champion at the moment, especially for kids and teens in jiu-jitsu, and some of them are a bit more closer to home, like to have to them to bring their medals and stuff and show the next wave what they've done, kind of. So who knows what way it'll go, but the fact that we have those calibre of people in the country is important to keep going.
Absolutely, yeah, be good either way. So events gonna be good, and
equipment.
We're just going to hopefully just, like, there's so many areas that we had planned on upgrading. You know, you always have an idea, you see something, oh yeah, it'd be great if we implemented that, and you jot it down, to be implemented or whatever. And we go on, and we're busy. Like, sure, we're running, how many events? It's got 20 events a year or something, is it?
Yeah, well, that's going to go up as well.
Yeah, but I mean, just at the minute, you'd be so busy, like, with the 20 or thereabouts, so it's hard to come back and get on top of all the bits that you want to implement.
But so one thing where, like, people always, like, a lot of people always say, like, geez, you're so busy and things, and it was kind of hard, just our way of life, which it'll be nice to take a little break from and see the way it's going, but just with events. But when you go into a normal week, you have 4, 3, sorry, I sound mad now, 2, so that's 16. That's 16 plus 3. You have 21, give or take, youths jiu-jitsu classes. Then you've got 2 boxing, 2 wrestling, and a Muay Thai and 2 MMA. We're running, never mind the adults, like, we could get onto that again, but we have up to around 30, you throw the gymnastics, and probably plus 30 youths classes of some description per week in the gym. Like, to handle one class sometimes is hard, but to handle 120, 150 plus a month can get a little bit hard to juggle sometimes. So new structures with that, out with the old, in with the new, kind of, which was maybe some of our processes, which was our teaching processes and and stuff like that.
I think that's something that a lot of people don't see. They just go down like, oh, they do good classes, but they don't realise you have to constantly be working on the delivery of the good classes. That's another thing. That'd be kind of, I think it's called soft systems, is it? So we have the physical stuff. We have some physical upgrades in the gym. With competitions are going to be slightly upgraded, and then some of the classes and some of the other things within the gym are also going to be upgraded as well. This is all stuff that we've just been thinking about for a long time.
One thing won't go is the hard rounds and the hard training, though.
And the big hair.
And the big hair. Who knows? You might just be going like mad hair for life now. There's a crop. We've got a 2-stage yoke, so we can crop it. All right, lads.
What else? Yeah, that's pretty much it. All the upgrades. Like I was saying, it's going to be easy to see something. You're going to walk and go, oh, that's new. But a lot of this stuff you won't physically see, but hopefully you'll notice the difference in the classes, in the gym, especially over time. A lot of stuff that we want to do.
Yeah. So Rome wasn't built in a day, apparently.
Apparently so.
Apparently.
Who knows?
And then you have the Netflix as well. I'm sure everyone's done their fair share of Netflix, and I was watching some documentaries on that. I don't know if they're factual or not, but been some good stuff on that about. I won't even get into it, but I've watched my fair share of Netflix and been trying to read again.
Yeah.
It's never great at that. I think I rushed through the book a little bit, but once you're not in a rush, reading's not that bad.
Yeah. Not in a rush. It's a bit different not being in a rush, isn't it?
Yeah, rushing to relax.
Yeah, we're still here anyway, and we're going to have a better product out the other side of this thing, better experience for the people. So looking forward to that, and fucking fortunate to hear about one or two other gyms that are actually closing down during times like this, which I suppose isn't really surprising, but it is still unfortunate to hear.
I've seen a post, one or two
wrestling
gyms and one or two.
Kovac up in Monaghan.
He was running the North-South Challenge, which is a brilliant tournament. Hopefully his tournament still goes ahead.
He hasn't run in a little while, but we done it 2-3 years ago, was it?
Was it the morning me and Paul went? We stopped at Chopped for breakfast.
I think it was about 2 years ago. It was really good. It was well run event, especially I think it was his first event maybe, but considering it was quite well run.
His staff were very good. I remember they were breaking their back for everything, you know. Yeah,
and they're all sound, and it was a good experience. So hopefully all
Finally got the decisions we wanted in the tournament, 1 or 2 matches. But yeah, good.
Sure, submission only.
That's what I mean. Can't argue with the ref for submission only. You could kick up a bit of fuss somewhere. I know, but no, so and he was doing a great job up around Monaghan, isn't it?
Yeah, Monaghan town.
Yeah, so we can work back off that, and sure. I know there was 1 or 2. I seen that 1 or 2 places were saying there'd be no events for 2020 at all.
Yeah, I saw the IBJJF now asking a few people that are closer to the organisers. They're saying it's just because of the uncertainty. You know, they're getting so many messages in, people asking them about stuff. I was hopeful that I was hopeful that I get a chance to compete at the No-Gi Worlds at the end of the year, just have a target, but obviously, for whatever reason.
We're still going to prepare for that. I'm still going to prepare towards that kind of No-Gi Worlds myself, and if it is off, at least I'll be fit and a bit better at No-Gi by then.
Sounds just like it's off.
It's off.
The Euros are going to be huge. I presume that the Euros will be on in January, and they're always...
Ryanair better do some package deals.
Yeah, knock on with Aer Lingus anyway after what they've done to us.
Air Lingus. But it's always so expensive to Europeans, so maybe, I don't know, we'll be trying to save money around this one, but I'm not going the way we used to always be going.
Yeah, no.
You end up the registration, anyway, so...
Yeah, but the Europeans will probably be on anyway, and that'll be a good one to aim for. It's already one of the biggest comps in the world. I think some years it was the biggest comp, and this year it'll only be bigger. I'd imagine. So that'll be a good one to aim for. Yeah, so it'll be January 21. So 8 months away.
8 months. You can do that 95 kilos, you could. Or I could.
What else is there?
How many people have Fitbits? I heard that's the new thing for sale online, the Fitbits.
Oh, is
everyone has them, everyone has. I'm still doing off the clock and the count, but apparently that's a bit frowned upon at the moment.
What are you doing, peasant?
What are you doing, heart rate peasant? But Fitbits and that, and I suppose fitness did get really popular over the last few years. It's good to see, we're out driving I was out driving the other morning. You almost couldn't get on probably last 2 weekends ago. You almost couldn't get on the road. We went on bikes and cyclists and walks and dogs and everything out, and it was nice to see. I was thinking, geez, I need a bike.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what it's like after this, if people go back to the old normal or if they'll upgrade things, because one of the things that they were saying about the virus was if you're overweight or obese, it went through you much worse than if you weren't. So maybe people will be on top of their fitness a bit more out the other side of this, and might see more people in the gym. You never know.
Yeah.
You never know. That's pretty much it. Sure. If anyone's out there and you want to drop me a message about anything, could be training, could be not training. A few people have been doing it that are doing more the striking, like Pat was mentioning out in the park, and they're doing their combination of stuff, or maybe they have a boxing bag at home, they're banging out whatever, jabs, crosses,
and a lot for
low kicks.
cardio, isn't it? A lot for cardio, like they're moving on skill.
Yeah, well these guys will be doing it specifically for technique, so they're throwing the jab, and then they're sending it to me, how does my jab look? And I'll be like, oh, it doesn't look great, man. And we kind of
almost as bad as my jab.
No, well your jab's pretty good actually. So we give them a bit of constructive criticism there on just how to improve it. They work on it for a few days, send me back another video, and one or two people actually came back a lot better over the space of a week. Yeah, one on the jab, one on the low kick in particular. So it was if you are doing anything like that and you want to send it on, if you're watching technique, it's a good chance to upgrade. Like a lot of the developments in someone's jiu-jitsu game, like you have an idea, you think about it, you put it into practice, but like people have been run off their feet the last while, like the economy was booming, people were working loads, they might not have even had a chance to sit down and watch like a Danaher's DVD set maybe, for example. Maybe you do have the time and you can't stand them, it's up to you, but if you have the patience to go and research something, now is a good time to do it. And if you have any questions on that, send them over to me, hopefully I have the answer. If I don't, I won't BS you, I'll just tell you I don't.
And then on the Satori Facebook is the classes that we had done previous and stuff, that they're still automatically uploading. So if you just want a little refresher on that. And then Yanis is doing the live workout from 12 o'clock on Saturday. And I know it can be a bit cardio rich, but it seems a lot of parents are mailing in being like, thanks so much. It's the only thing they look forward to on the Saturday. So there's still that little bit of thing going on, and if same thing as John, if anyone wants to send in anything, classes for the kids or youth, anything to the page, I'll scribble down whatever I could and send it back, and if it's not right, I'll send it to John.
Hopefully it is right. But yeah, jiu-jitsu, if you're doing research on any area in jiu-jitsu, now's the time to do it. Watch, study, take notes on what it is that you want to develop, and then that will allow you over the next 6-12 months to start implementing. And that's, if you go heavy into an area, could be something, if you're still at the fundamentals, just go with the fundamentals. If you've already got good grounding in them, something like, just for example, maybe the guillotine is something you wanted to research. You watch Marcelo Garcia, obviously a big one. Danaher has a big front headlock series, etc., etc. Study it in depth and then start putting it into practice. When you come down for class maybe 5-10 minutes early, rep it out, get a feel for it, put it into place. And that is a big part of the game that you can put in. Maybe something else, maybe you keep getting caught in triangles, arm bars, omoplatas, whatever. You can put a lot of time into researching that. You can make a big leap forward in a particular part of your game, whether it's jiu-jitsu, it could be any sport, any part of martial arts. Now is a chance that you can take a big leap forward in a particular area of that, and if you manage to do one, you can do another one. You could add maybe the guillotine again, for example, is an area of your game that you wanted to introduce for a long time. Now you can put it into place. Maybe top side control was another area you want to get much better at, for example. That'd be a position that you could really upgrade. You could do one position, one submission, see how that goes. If you have more than that, you could go a big area, like maybe open guard, which would be a huge area to develop, etc., etc.
Even on the guillotine, how many, like, you forget how many guillotines there is, or what grips, like, what grip like we were doing the other day, you've got that, and we were doing, remember the Mackenzie T in the 10 fingers, remember all that?
Finger breaker.
We're going arm in the finger breaker, but look at the TUF one, and it's like and I sent it to you, didn't I?
Yeah, power guillotine, yeah.
Power, is it not? It's not.
Some of them he was kind of doing, some when he went around the corner.
But some of them before lads' chins.
He was,
yeah.
Each strong. But yeah, that's the research you can do. There's a load of different grips, loads of ways of finishing it. Arm in, arm out.
2-finger team, 1-finger team. It's been said.
How to set it up, how to finish, etc. So if you are going for a submission, way that we were doing a lot here was setups. How do you set up the submission? Finishes, of course, look at them in depth. Then what are the common escapes? So you have a good idea of that, which you can use yourself if someone tries to use on you. And then how to counter someone's counters. And that'll give you a good overview of the submission. For the guys doing striking, like I was saying, even just say a jab, you just rep it out, do it slow on the bag, gradually build up the speed, no need to go too hard, you're just getting the technique perfect, record it so you can see it. You'll know by looking at it, if your elbows flare too much, if you're not corkscrewing your hand enough as it goes through, if your wrist is off, etc., if your stance is off, if your shoulder is too low on your chin, all just the small little things. Just get them all dialed in as good as possible, and then just rep it out. And then you have that in your back pocket for when you come back into the gym. You have done those quality reps of something, if in terms of striking martial arts, or in terms of grappling ones. You've either done the body mechanics that'll help with it, like you can practice your double leg all day long and just get it really, really super tight. That's something that you normally wouldn't take the time to do during a normal schedule. Or jiu-jitsu wise, if it's your technique, you can get your mind around, because that's what a huge part of it is, just understanding the stuff in jiu-jitsu, because some of it's so complicated. But if you can get your mind really around a particular position, submission, concept, etc., a particular game plan, style, whatever it might be, this is the time to do it.
Yeah.
Any questions on it, give me a shout, and hopefully I can help you. Well, most likely I can, but if I can't, I'll let you know as well. I'm not some bullshit artist.
Lean out back there. No. We're working on Japanese necktie there, where I was debating. Is it a dart or is it a necktie?
Doesn't matter once he taps. Anyway, that's pretty much it. It's good to check in with people. Again, if you want to drop us a message around like that, do. Gym will be upgraded physically, and the stuff behind the scenes, comps will be upgraded, and you do the best you can to upgrade you. See you on the other side.